Yo, it's Bam Mamo back with media. Now look, so when you're born into this world, everybody's born with the soul. And the soul is just an aspect of the higher self or aspect of your being in a larger form, or you're talking about a more a form that has more light, a form that has more information and more awareness to itself. So when you're born with this willpower down here in the physical realm, or aspect or a piece of that original being, what it is you have the freedom of will or the freedom of choice. So you have two things. You have the will of the higher self, which we call destiny, and then you have your own choice down here to be able to choose positive or negative. This is 360 degrees of positive and negative, or what we like to call these different sides of being, of angel and demon. So you have the ability to choose what you want to be in. And so the higher self says that destiny is when I get into my life path numbers, I get into my, when you talk about your life path numbers, how you adding up your birthday to and then reducing it to a single digit, not reducing it, but you're adding it till you get a single digit, because no number is higher than 9 to get your life path number. And then you have many other one numbers, soul urge numbers, and other things that help you discover what your quote unquote, oh yeah, your destiny number, and your destiny number, right? So you would start to go online and these different things to figure out what your destiny number is, because your destiny number is what is going to teach you, okay, this is what my higher self aligns, and if I work at this with my higher self, then I will get these, I will cultivate the best me way in a much faster rate than me just going in blind and doing it, and just me just thinking I'm just choosing whatever. Or you can follow your intuition, which is still the same thing, because if you follow your intuition is going to be spot on and going to tell you exactly when you need to do something if you pay attention and listen. So then you talk about obviously the opposite polarity, where you can choose to you have the will of choice, and this will of choice gives you the ability to choose whether you want to do something, that to go what direction you want to go. So if you don't, let's say you don't want to follow the path of your higher self, you still have the choice to do that. So now you don't have to follow your destiny number. You can still get into another avenue or path and make it good for you, make it great for you, but ultimately you're talking about creating your own path in your own way, and it's going to be a lot tougher and rougher than when you're in alignment with your higher self, because your higher self, you're not a slave to your higher self. Your higher self is teaching you that when you're in alignment with the energy and the current of the energy and how energy flows, guess what's going to happen? It's just going to be so much simpler to walk into, these blessings that we like to call these blessings, these miracles, because a miracle is no more than just talking about awareness of, being in the right placements or the right timing. So this is what we're talking about when we talk about chess and all these other different things. We're talking about constellations and the cycling of energy and the positioning of energy, and you not even really having to just necessarily know all the stars and where all the stars at and shit like that, because all this is inside of you. But you want to be able to determine your own, what your own star placements are, and what your own, and how these correlate to your own vessel. And you're doing this, and in doing so, you will start to put the pieces together of the puzzle. So this is all I'm saying, what you're gonna do when it comes to the will of you, and when it comes to the will of your higher self. And the will of your higher self is already doing what it's supposed to do, because that's what it's created for, when you're talking about us being a part of the Most High. So this or source energy, if you want to call it that, this is what we're doing on a constant day-to-day basis, is learning how to walk this path. And ultimately, it could be, like I said, either or, whatever you want it to be. But when you follow an alignment and a destiny, and you follow, the path or the will of your higher self, or your north node, we like to call it, then automatically you're gonna start just seeing every synchronicity line up. You're gonna start seeing things correlate and add up to each other and start to make sense way more. You cannot skip the journey, because that is the destiny. You remember, for you to cultivate you had to go through those certain experiences. Them times when you was broke, the times where nobody ever believed in anything you ever did, when nobody ever, even tried to give you you know, an avenue or a way to express yourself. You feel me? Only thing you could do was choose to go inside, and this was the work or the internal work that was being done to your own cog or your own wheel or your own clock. And you learning how to manage your own time by using your energy or using your creative force in the right places in the right time. And you feel me? Learning how to express this like an outlet, because you're talking about so much trauma and different things that are being healed that you have been through in past lives and current lives. But these traumas is also the things that push you to to have a further experience. That way you can, you know, really have a broader awareness of how things can be constructed. It's like it's almost like a builder. It's like a master builder. You cannot be a master builder of reality or talk about a master manifester of reality if you can't even master yourself first. So this is what I'm saying. So it's like every time that you see somebody try to come at you because you're not quote unquote rich, or you're not quote unquote, you don't have these things yet in your life, you got to understand that's a part of the game. That's a part of the you know, the forces that go against us, right? You're talking about how they always wanted to stay on top when it came to money and different things like that. That's why the people who really are helping people and doing things for people, it don't seem like they on top, but that's not going to stay for like that for long. You feel me? But that's how they want to keep it, because they realize that, you know, they realize that the best way to keep a person trapped and keep a person stuck is to, every time that they put out something informational or put out something that will help somebody else or help the community or help collective or whoever, I'm just going to either shadow ban them when they start getting any type of followers, any type of following base. I'm going to, you know, we're going to post negative comments on their videos and different things like that, even though they know damn well there shouldn't be no negativity unless you're just a bad negative person. But this is just some of the things that they do to people when it comes to, you know, just being not just a chosen one, but being also somebody who is in tune with their higher self, somebody that is in alignment with their higher self, and ultimately leading you to your highest destiny, so to speak. Because at the end of the day, life is what we make it, but we can always make it sweet as we want to make it. You feel me? So make sure y'all, this video getting a little long. Make sure y'all like my stuff and share it to everybody. You know, we trying to build a community where everybody can come together and we can really express ourselves on all formats, whether it's rap, whether it's podcast, different things like that. We're gonna build it up. Appreciate y'all.